It's Monday, the 20th of April, 2020. The energy's high, feeling good, everything's great, everyone's happy. We're here, we're in the pub, we've got our widescreen televisions. It can mean one thing, and one thing only, that it's time for today's The Quiz. With me, it's your host, Edward C. Lewis. Hello, how are you doing, everybody? I've just had my first cup of coffee for the day, so you'll see that my energy will start to sort of, and then towards the last few minutes, we'll have a little dip. Although I don't know how long caffeine, how often caffeine. I tell you what, I've cut down to 1 cup a day. And it's mainly because the coffee machine. Hey, what's the deal with? Hey, here's my stand-up comedy bit for the day. What's the deal with coffee machines at work? You heard about this? You seen this in the news? You seen this in the news? You got this COVID thing? You heard about this COVID thing in the news? You heard about this? Basically, what's happened is, because I haven't got access to the coffee machine in the workplace, I've cut down to 1 a day, right? And so the coffee, it's like a slap in the face. Every day, every one. And some days I don't even have it at all. And clearly today, it has been quite impactful. So there you go. And yes, I may also be going slightly crazy, but I have just noticed something, WNL, before I introduce you, and I will introduce you in a second, my co-host with the most host. Spooky a lot. Did Ed just do a Kermit impression? That's good, because people tend to say that all my impressions sound like Kermit the Frog, which is good. I can do my Chris Tarrant. £1 million. £1 million. £1 million. I've been watching that show, by the way. We'll talk about that in a minute. WNL's looking dapper, but I have just noticed that we've got Alien, we've got Chester D, we've got Jack Little, we've got Osric 42, we've got Orange Spark, we've got Alien, we said that already, Orca Force, Spooky a lot, The Wintermute, Commander Nexus, Commander Dad 79, Millstone Barn, Jester D, all of the best ones are here. I should have coffee before these more often, because the energy's nice and high. But WNL, you've not said anything, and I think that's from fear of interrupting my coffee buzz.
That's right. I'm waiting for it to
because
peter
you're
out,
looking,
but,
which is going to
Commander Ben Kai says it's going to last from 4 to 6 hours, so maybe I better break in.
Okay, you better jump in. But you're looking very, very splendid today, WNL. Why? What's going on?
Well, I'd like to say that I'm actually dressing for the occasion, which, I should occasionally, sort of make an effort. But actually, I received a present in the post from my daughter and my son. Thank you, Edward.
It's me.
Okay, and they knew that I had delirium tremens when it came to, sporting endeavors, if you can call this a sporting endeavor. They've sent me a pool table because I can't get out,
so can you
and
back a little
play
bit?
in the local league.
Can you pull it back?
Yeah, so I have this wonderful pool table here.
Yeah. Where's the little
which is great. The cues. I mean, the cues.
So let's give some actual concept. I want to give some real context to this, because look at that cue.
It's very easy to it's very easy to actually chalk this cue, and that's good, and I can use all that. But one of the difficulties with this is I couldn't quite, getting it level. It's that's a tough one. Have yet to crack that nut. But later on, it's going to be my first tournament. I'm emulating one of my heroes, Cliff Thorburn, the grinder.
Okay.
The Canadian snooker player, yes.
Great.
I thought I would dress in honor.
I'm really glad. And I'm really glad you like that gift, because that was me and Maddie, who's my sister, who is WNL's daughter. Oh, it's got one of the little supports in it. We thought it was very funny because WNL, for those who don't know, is my dad. Welcome, by the way. WNL, hi Cosmic Grog. WNL, for those who don't know, is a big fan of pool. And a big fan of, the snooks as well, right? You like the snooks, you're just not into the snooks as much as the pools.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously, with this quarantine happening, this lockdown, he's not able to get out there and play pool with his bros. Would you call them your bros? Those middle-aged men from Kirkham?
We have quite our team. We have quite a range.
Oh,
all
talk
the
us
way
through your
from
team in just a second. He couldn't
Our
make
team.
it, so me and Maddie got together and we decided we'll send him a prize through Amazon, a present through Amazon. It turned up. I was very pleased about it because it was a little joke. Because the first thing I said to
Great.
Helen, who is my stepmom, my dad's wife, is, "Oh yeah, but how did he get the pool table through the door?" But there we go. Anyway, talk us through your regular team. I want to know. Don't without any too many details. First names only. But a funny quirk about each one, because I bet there is one.
Well, Kirkham and Westham Kirkham and District Pool League is quite extensive, up to like about 40 teams off and on, depending on the summer leagues or the winter leagues. Obviously, we're in a furlough right now. Cut a long story short, my team is made up of quite a range of interesting characters. We have a couple guys in their 20s. When you say slow down, it means try to keep it over 3 minutes, because they just want to 7-ball dish someone every time, and they're pretty good at it. Then we have a couple of middling sort of players who I'm not sure whether they can see correctly, but haven't yet got glasses. And then we have us oldsters. There are one of us who's totally laissez-faire in his attitude. He could care less, and he gets down and tries to give himself the most difficult position possible to finish it off, maybe with doubling the black off a cushion or trebling the white, a top hat shot, something like that. Even when it's sitting over the pocket, he could make it easily. So rather consternating. Occasionally we want to throttle him. And then Steve and I are, well, we like to slow it down to the point where we put our opponents to sleep, and while they're asleep, just Cliff Thorburn all over. While they're asleep, then we wake them up and let them know that they've lost.
Nice. What would you say your
Simple.
special ability is then? Is the ability to make people fall asleep?
Yeah, but yeah, I tend to I can use the white and leave it in a position where they can't do anything with it. Even if I can't pot, hey, they're gonna have a tough time too.
Oh, look at this nice compliment from Mr. Willard. I wish I would have had such a cool dad. That's nice, isn't it? Elon says the afternoon quizzes. I mean, cool is one way to describe it. Certainly quirky, I think, is another nice word of describing it. Nice man. You're a nice man, aren't you? You're a nice guy. Nice guy, WNL.
Some people have misspent youths. Mine's a misspent adulthood, yeah.
You're happy, though, aren't you? You're a real model for, like, simplicity and happiness, aren't you, I would say?
Did you say simple-mindedness?
Yeah. No.
No.
No, you're a man of simple pleasures.
Well, and why not?
Absolutely.
The more you complicate things, the more difficult they become.
Absolutely. You somehow seem to embody mindfulness and the concept of sort of almost Buddhist-style mindfulness without at all even trying. And that's kind of impressive. Who knows what's going on deep down there, though, in that strange little head of yours. Anyway, this is becoming a very... I'm sorry, I'm revealing
very
far too much about
yes.
you today. But that's good, I'm glad. And you're looking very splendid. That's nice. So, for those who are just turning up...
it's a quiz!
Yeah, what are we doing? Why are we here? Tell everyone what the rules are.
Well, of course, obviously, with difficulties with Twitch on Friday, we've had to postpone Friday's quiz. So today, it's all about true or false. I will make 10 statements, okay, one at a time. And you determine if you think they're entirely true, then you write down the entire word true. If you think that they're false or some element of falsehood in it, you write down the word false. I'll look at the chat stream, and I'll take their first 3 answers. If I have consensus, that's their answer. If I don't, well, it'll be the first of the 3 answers that I saw. Then I'll ask you, Edward, who won't be watching the chat stream, what your answer is, and we'll watch as...
So you can say whatever it is that you want about me during that time.
we build a tower. Yeah.
Okafor says, true! Wait, not playing yet. And Stickster says, I've got the entire words ready. And I'm glad you have. Make sure you always write the entire word true.
Entire word true, entire word false.
You've got to write all of it, otherwise it doesn't count. Good to see you, Elon, though. Thanks for joining, even if you are late. Better late than never. Stix42 says, sounds like WNL should play snooker rather than pool. Also, if you do have, please put some love in the chat for WNL's smart dress today. Compliments of any kind are more than welcome, just because, it's nice, isn't it? And I don't want to start the quiz for another minute yet, anyway. So very dapper, says Elon. Hearts for WNL from Spooky a lot. It's nice. Mr. Willard, true. I'll believe anything as long as you wear the bow tie. Alien says, very smart man in more ways than one. No, that's very good. Nice compliment. True false says, but Commander Benkei, looking great, Spooky a lot. The entire word heart, says Stixer42. We need to make that into the entire word. I want a t-shirt. I want the quiz t-shirt that says some of your catchphrases, the entire word true, the entire word love, or something like that. Just something really cheesy. Write down the entire word love. Is it you're like, we need to turn you into the Bob Ross of quizzes. That's what we need to do. Cosmic Rock says, are you going to be the next 007? With your crutch.
It's not here today.
You better. You better. That's good.
I'm at the point where I can sort of hobble up and down the stairs without it.
Chester D wants to see the wine list.
I think it's on the wall behind us. Yes.
That's good. Orca says in before I mention I'm a graphic designer. Well, we haven't received any more backgrounds, as in ending screens. Remember, before we begin the quiz, I'm choosing a different ending screen, and it's been submitted by people. I've got one more remaining, I think. One that I'm tentative to use and that I don't want to use. But I'll explain to the person who sent that why. But thank you for sending them in, those who have. At the end of this, I've never had an ending screen, so I've asked people to submit ending screens. Don't spend too long doing them. Throw them together in Paint while you're watching this or while you're supposed to be doing other work at work. Actually, I don't know if I should... Yeah, whatever, do that. Yeah. And send it my way via Twitter, via messages on here. Cosmorox, where do we submit those? Submit them to tweet me one. Yeah, Orcafuzzers, I'll tweet you one. Thank you. There you go. Tweet at me. Send me a message on Twitter. If you don't have Twitter, I think you can message on here, and I'll find it. Like, you can do a whisper or chat. I don't know how these things work anymore. I've got no idea. And Ethnification says greetings. Okay, hi. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Ed, I'm now out of the will. I don't know. Yeah, because I have been quite insulting today. I'm sorry about that. I hope you're both well, I was going to say. All right. So, at Edward C. Lewis on Twitter if you want to tweet at me, one of those things. You know it. So, WNL, let's begin the quiz. Goodbye, everybody. Look after each other. Be nice to one another. Give each other compliments. Tell each other what you're having for dinner. Be nice. Let's give some recommendations.
Just before we begin, I have a few statistics for you, Edward.
Facts of the day.
The facts are that we've had 17 quizzes so far. This is our 18th quiz, and I've done a little bit of analysis. And over those 17 days, the chatters have won 14, you've won 1, and 2 have been drawn. Now, during that time, the chatters have averaged just over 8.2 correct per quiz. What's your average?
So they've averaged 8.2?
They've averaged 8.2.
I reckon my average is 6.6.
6.11. 6.11. So you're just behind. So you're just over 6. They're just over 8. Maybe that's a reflection of the odds. We'll see how it goes today. Now today, again, let me remind everybody, no cheating whatsoever. If you think it's true, write down the entire word true. If you think it's false, the entire word false. But no looking it up in books, flipping through a magazine, or whatever. Semaphore, smoke signals to people next door. Nothing like that. Okay. Are you ready?
If I was a master's, if I was a degree, I would be getting a merit, wouldn't I? Not a distinction, but a merit. 60%.
A 611. Yeah, a 611 would be very. Well, going as high as a 6, but yeah, a 1-1.
No, like you get percentage. On the master's degree, we got percentages, and it was merit, distinction, blah blah blah. And if it was above 60, I think it was a merit, and then above 80 was a distinction, I think. It was it's higher for master's degrees. But I just I got 78%, if you remember, on my master's degree. 2% off a distinction.
I remember.
I'm going back again to get that 2%. I'm going back. Very disappointed.
This is it. Well, hey, there's time. There's time. And who knows? Yeah.
should start doing a degree right now. I've got all the time
right
in the
now.
world.
In fact, no. Let's have the quiz first.
Sorry, we keep forgetting to do the quiz.
Here we go. Yes, thank you, Jester D. It is a 2-1, not a 6-1. 6-1 is a good score on the football pitch if you want to set some records.
I'll take a 2-1 in this quiz for sure. Let's go.
There we go.
Let's go.
Okay, here we go. Question number 1, statement number 1. Listen carefully. And again, some of them could be quite probable, some of them improbable, but are they actually true or false? Question number 1. A woman once successfully sued a television station after they forecast good weather. It rained and she caught a cold. Is that true or false? A woman once successfully sued a television station after they forecast good weather. It rained and she caught a cold. True or false?
I
have their answer.
think it's false. I think she sued them or tried to and wasn't successful in suing them.
Sadly for you, Edward, but well, gladly for the chatters, it is absolutely true. It happened a couple years ago in Israel, and she won her case and was actually given damages. Yes.
Oh, this world!
Could you imagine doing that here? Trying to do that here?
I can imagine it working in America or somewhere. This is just this world. We all made a mistake, didn't we? We need to calm down. Start again. It would just like take some of these modern societies.
You told me it was going to be nice.
God,
yeah.
We just need to stop. Right, keep going. This is
number 2. Yeah. So the score is chatters. You're ahead 1-0. Okay. Number 2. Although the K in J.K. Rowling stands for Kathleen, it's a made-up name, so she could use 2 initials when writing her Harry Potter novels.
Oh.
True or false? Although the K in J.K. Rowling's name stands for Kathleen, it's a made-up name, so she could use 2 initials when writing her Harry Potter novels. True or false?
Well, going by how my gut feeling has failed me so far, I'm going to go for false.
You're going to go for false. It is absolutely true.
My gut feeling was okay. So it turns out gut feelings don't mean
too much influenced by that first cup of coffee, I think, perhaps today.
Oh, yes. Boy, let me tell you,
it could be it.
Buzzing right.
That could be it.
Okay. You're
buzzing. Your score is hovering. No, it is on 0. Not hovering near. It is on 0. The chatters. Okay, there was dissent. We had a false thrown in there, but true was the majority in the first 3, so it's 2-0.
That's good.
Going on to our 3rd question today. True or false? Unnecessarily loud music in a car is punishable in law here in the UK. True or false? Unnecessarily loud music in a car is punishable in law here in the UK. True or false?
Surely, unless it's some sort of...
I have their answer.
Unless there's a workaround, I'm going to say true. It's a public disturbance. Unless there's some weird, quirky workaround.
Edward, you have broken your duck. Well done. Yeah. Yes, it is absolutely true. I mean, UK law...
I've got to get my 6 for my average. Go on.
You've got to get at least 6, yes. Declares that, punishment varies depending on whether you're parked up or driving along, because dealing with drivers pumping out those tunes falls somewhere between the local authority and the police. So that's why a lot of people still get away with it, because the police can't be bothered and the local authority, they're not there. But in general, it is punishable in law. Number 4. By the way, the chat stream got it as well, so it's 3 points to 1.
I expected no less from them.
Question number 4. Number 4. Bee stings were once used as a cure for rheumatism. My crutch is no longer in evidence. Perhaps I've been using bee stings. True or false? Bee stings were once used as a cure for rheumatism.
This is just nobody actually knows the answer to this one, right?
Nobody knows. Sorry, I have their answer. True. And true. Yes, it is true. Well done.
I didn't know that, I guess.
Chatters, again, some falses thrown in there, but the majority true.
Well done.
So it's, 4 points to 2 after 4 questions. Chat stream are in pursuit of perfection. Here we go. Keep it good.
They're perfect.
Question
in my
number
eyes,
5.
they're perfect regardless of whether you win or not.
This
in
is
my
it. This
eyes.
is butter up, butter up. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Question number 5, halfway through today's quiz. Cartoon legend Bart Simpson is actually voiced by a woman who also voiced Chucky in Rugrats. Is that true or false? Cartoon legend Bart Simpson is actually voiced by a woman who also voiced Chucky in Rugrats. True or false? I have their answer.
So I don't know about the Chucky thing, but I know it's a woman. I can't remember her name, and that I feel bad about that. But she's very good. I don't know about the Chucky thing, but I don't know whether you're trying to trick us with that one. I know that it's a woman, so I'm going to say true.
You're going to say true, and good thing that you went with your gut level reaction. Yeah, it is true. Nancy Cartwright.
Nancy Cartwright.
She's, I think, the actually only trained voice specialist on The Simpsons, and she did 7 different voices, including quite a few.
What was the other guy called?
Male voices.
The very good guy. Well, there's Hank Azaria.
Hank Azaria is good, but my hero is what's his name?
Yeah.
The deep voice.
Yeah,
he was in that wonderful film about folk music.
Spinal Tap as well. He was in Spinal Tap or the folk version, same director.
Something about the wind.
I can't remember. Somebody will know. Somebody.
He's been
in the chat.
and one about the pets and things. They're all very good. Yeah. Dan Castellaneta. Yeah.
No, that's not his name.
No. But what we're saying that those are some of the other people who actually do some of the voices. Yeah.
What's the guy's name?
Yeah, Jack Little. Thank you, Harry Shearer.
Yeah, Harry Shearer. He's very good.
It's Harry Shearer.
Right.
Yeah.
Next question, please.
Okay, it is 5 points to 3. Percentage-wise, you're catching up. Okay.
Yeah.
Question number 6.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, well, you keep getting them right, and you get closer. Yeah.
I just want my 6. I just want my 6.
Do you realize you're getting closer to my age every day?
Yes.
That the gap between us is lowering.
I do realise that.
Yeah,
That's
you're
just
closing
a
in on me.
That's a fantasy of yours, isn't it? To eventually somehow I'll catch up.
Well, there comes a point. If you're a physicist, there comes a point where, for all practical purposes, you might as well be there.
That's
okay?
true. That's very true. In 1,000
years. Mathematicians would politely chuckle and say, it'll never happen. But a physicist would say, you might as well because you're there.
Well, in 1,000... We're basically the same age. We are, you're right. In the grand scheme of the universe, we're all the same age.
But my beard's a little bit grayer, yeah.
Yeah, but it means nothing, doesn't it? You're absolutely right. God, you don't think too existentially about this because it will break your brain a little bit, and that's not what today's quiz is about. Don't think about this because this.
Don't break your brain yet, because it's question number 6. Okay, number 6. The whiskey distiller Jack Daniel actually died from liver failure. True or false?
Why?
The whiskey distiller Jack Daniel actually died from liver failure.
Why would this be a question if it wasn't true?
Well, let's. You can conjecture. I have their answer.
From what I know of you, you're a sneaky one. No, you're not a sneaky one, and you try to be honest with your quizzes. So I'm going to say true.
You're going to say true. It is absolutely false. He stubbed his toe kicking his safe, and it got infected. That's even better, isn't it?
Yeah, that's quite good. That's quite.
A man with money, he stubs his toe and gets it infected, and that's it. Yes.
I'm glad we live in the time that we do.
Yeah, it's pretty well. Interesting. Yes.
Not
Okay.
That long ago that he did that, though. 50s.
We're talking, last century, early on ish, but expertly run since. Question number 7. Okay, listen carefully.
We've got a business review here from WNL all of a sudden. You're like, expertly run Jack Daniels. Really? Okay. Is that right?
Danny Baker, we have Jack Little saying Danny Baker reckons he killed Bob Marley. And we have a little bit of a discussion going on here whether or not Tennessee is a dry state still. But you see that dry state still?
Yeah. And
I don't know. Anyway,
this is the
level of our humor.
This is the sort of chatter that I miss out on when I'm playing this quiz. and it breaks my heart that all of you are having fun without me.
Question number 8 then. Oh, no, 7. We might as well go 7 first. Okay, 7. In ancient Rome, after the 2nd century BC, only male Roman citizens wore togas. True or false? In ancient Rome, after the 2nd century BC, only male Roman citizens wore togas. True or false? I have their answer.
You know what I have? Utterly no reason to know the answer to that question. False.
You're saying false. It was true. Non-Romans and women wore a tunic called a stola. I think it was primarily woolen. It went down to the ankles, and inside they had a tunica intima, or whatever, an intimate tunic that went to the knee. But yeah, the togas were reserved for the Roman citizen men. Yeah. So, hey, again, a lot of discord in the chat stream, but they rumble on.
Are they in the pursuit of perfection?
3.
3. This is bad news. I have to get all 3 right now to get my average. Otherwise, I'm doing damage to the average. You shouldn't have given me the average.
I shouldn't have given you that. Yeah, no.
They're going to up their average from 8 to like 9. I like this, by the way. You've got to keep this thing going.
Well, the great thing is your average.
Not every time, but like every few weeks, just because let's be honest, we're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, we'll wait a while
for
the next recap.
But yes, please just keep going. Keep going with the averages. Make sure you keep them recording.
Commander Ben Kai is pointing out that Lynchburg is a dry state still. Lynchburg is, of course, a city within a county, and most of the states it'll go by county depending on whether they're a dry county or allow the sale of alcoholic beverages. I know, I think it's Northwestern University. If you go up into the hinterlands up north, around the lakes, the students, if they actually want to buy alcoholic beverages or beer or whatever, they have to actually cross the state line and bring them back in to their dormitories or whatever. They can't purchase them there, but it's county by county. I know Ohio has 88 counties, and they're
probably still legal to own tigers and lions in those counties. But it's not legal to buy alcohol.
Mike Tyson, he had a few tigers, and he lived in Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, I never saw them.
You just gotta watch the Tiger King. I mean, everybody's watching it.
It's good fun.
Yeah, it is. But America, it just baffles me. They go around in that documentary, no spoilers, basically threatening to kill each other, but it's okay. You're okay to do that as long as you don't actually do anything. That's wild.
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech doesn't mean that... Anyway.
Okay. Yes. Question number 8. 7 points to 3. On to number 8. Listen very carefully. It is impossible to belch naturally in outer space. We're assuming you are out there, and have enough protection so that you could belch without sort of,
Without what, sorry?
So, I say it's impossible to belch naturally in outer space. We're assuming you have.
Yeah.
We're assuming you have enough protection so that you don't.
Yeah. So.
I have their answer.
False. You can belch in outer space.
You're saying false. I said naturally, and that was the key. It is true, actually, and you've both missed out on this. Without gravity to separate them, the air, food, and liquids in your stomach, they're like chunky little bubbles.
Chunky bubbles!
And to be honest, if you actually were to force a belch, chances are you would induce antiperistaltic action, vomiting. You'd probably get rid of more than just air. The vast majority of the air that's taken in, of course, it doesn't come back up this way, so it means an increase in broken wind.
Wow.
Yes, there we go. So dangerous place, outer space, because those gases then are quite flammable. There you go.
Okay, I'm not. I have no further question. I have lots of questions.
As Commander Benkai says, it is a real problem. I'll put the emphasis on is, but it is a real problem in space. Yeah.
Would you?
Well, what they do with things like gases.
Wow. Okay.
Question number 9.
Great. Yeah.
Scores remain the same, 7 points to 3, going into our penultimate question today. Question number 9. Jeff Bridges, the actor, invented the cocktail known as a White Russian for his character Dude in the film The Big Lebowski. Jeff Bridges invented the cocktail known as a White Russian for his character Dude in the film The Big Lebowski.
Sorry.
Is that true or false?
If you hear anything, I'm just trying to get my messages up for the ending screen. I promise I'm not cheating.
Well, I have their answer in the meantime.
I don't know if that. I mean, I know that it's. I know that it's. I don't know if this is going to work. If I can use this one, sorry. I don't know if. Oh no. I don't know if it was invented for the film. Yeah, sure, true.
True.
It's been a washout for me, this quiz anyway. Let's be honest.
so you're automatically saying that you think it's wrong, the answer you're giving me?
Probably.
Well, shall we say that the cocktail dates back to the 1960s? So it is absolutely false. It already existed. Yes.
So by saying that, did I get it right? Because I was.
By saying that, you got it incorrect. Okay, by saying true, it was actually false. Okay, he didn't invent it.
Of course, he didn't invent the White Russian. Like, I even knew that was already was. Yeah. All right.
Here we go. Question number 10.
Oh,
Last
this
one
is a good one. Hold on, this is a good
in
one.
today's quiz. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm nearly. Yeah. Nearly.
True or false?
Yeah.
The word cat appears only twice in the Bible, both in the Old Testament. True or false? The word cat appears only twice in the Bible, both in the Old Testament. True or false?
True. I hope that there's a delay anyway. It'll be fine. True.
They're going with the entire word false. And the answer is that actually, well, it is false. It never appears in the Bible. The word dog appears 18 times, but no cats are mentioned in the Old or New Testament.
That's interesting. I wonder why.
Is
it something to do with being... Are you ready for this, everybody? Dogmatic.
No, nothing like that. You know.
That was the bad joke fart trumpet.
That was, yes. Just don't go in outer space with that. Yes.
It's been a good one. I've enjoyed myself today. Has everybody else enjoyed themselves? That's 10 questions done, right? 10
questions. Yeah. And the score at the end, chatters, you are victorious by a score of 9 points to 3.
Great. That's great. 9 points to 3. Well done. They didn't get that, upped their average, lowered my average significantly, upped their average a little bit. Well done. Round of applause for the chatters. I'm very, very impressed. Welcome back. Osric42 says, fashionably late bongo. Bongo Baggins has just turned up. Hi, Bongo Baggins. Thank you very much, everybody, for enjoying the quiz today. It's really lovely to see the regulars all here. Thank you. We will, of course, be back. Dietopia says, good game, Edward C. Lewis. Thank you.
Edward, one final question. A final question. Is my bow tie real or a clip-on?
True or false? This bow tie is a clip-on. You're a classy man, WNL. I believe that to be a real bow tie.
A real bow tie?
Yeah.
Well, the audience, our chatters are split. Clip on, real. Well, let's see. It's real.
It's real. There's no way you're a Captain Clip-On, says Banco Pocket.
That feels so good.
All right, now you that's great as well, because that's also so significant of the end of the quiz. It's the end of the night. People are loosening up a little bit, taking off their ties from the long day at work. You can finally rest, because I know how hard it is that you're working over there at home, with your WFH, as it were. WNL, WFH. Go on.
Which professional snooker player was actually allowed not to wear his bow tie? I mean, I know they've relaxed and changed rules now, but back in the 1980s, he was actually allowed not to wear it for medical reasons.
I don't know. Jack Little says Hurricane Higgins.
Hurricane Higgins. Hey, it might be. It was either Hurricane Higgins or Bill Werbeniuk.
So you can't ask the question if you don't know the answer to the question.
Yeah, Bongo back at Bill right. Almost. I mean, I almost said it correctly, and I think they've almost spelled it correctly. Yeah, I think it was Bill Werbeniuk. Yeah.
Bill Werbeniuk.
Anyway, that's a question that will never figure, of course, in our 10 main questions.
Okay. 1 second. I don't know if this is the correct thing to do, but yes, thank you everybody. Thank you. I'm trying to download the latest thing, another one from Millstone Barn, I believe, but it's kind of, by the way, comes through via what's his name, Jack Little. So like 2 of you have sort of contributed to this one. And you'll see exactly why. But this is the ending screen. We're updating these or trying to change these about as much as possible when people send them in. So do submit them to me via DM on here, or sorry, Jack Little. What's his name? I've just been Jack Little. But this is via the way of your Twitch channel, isn't it, Jack Little? So twitch.tv/Jack Little. Click on Jack Little and please do follow him. It's a really interesting experience and a wonderful, first of all, wonderful furry little chap, and felty. You might call him felty rather than furry, perhaps. And also just good fun. Just the human behind it all is a top bloke. So please do follow Jack Little, and also Millstone Barn as well. Just give some respect. So thanks very much. We'll be back tomorrow at midday. Have we got a quiz topic already lined up?
Oh, we don't.
Should we ask for some suggestions very quickly?
We've got some suggestions. I've written down suggestions for the last 5 or 6 times. I could choose at random or put together a general knowledge.
Let's see if there's any. Bob Ross. There's a suggestion from Alien. Yeah, interesting one. Let's see if there's any more suggestions very quickly. We'll take the next few. Potpourri. Potent potables. Is that to do with the today being 420?
Potable. Potable. Things you can drink, yes.
I thought it was potent, as in like a potent potable, like marijuana.
No.
420 everybody, 420. I had to bring it up. It's just a joke, of course. I don't promote any of that kind of activity. UK bird species is a good one. Great. Can we do Star Wars on May the 4th?
May the 4th.
I think that's probably a no-brainer, right? We have to do Star Wars on May the 4th. Make it hard though, like behind the scenes stuff. Like, do you know what I mean? Like really digging deep into like the history of Star Wars rather than what happens in Star Wars. I mean, you do your.
I can ensure a 0-0 if you'd like. Yes.
Yeah. That sounds like a good one. Chat's childhood. That's a good one, Jack Little. The chat's childhood. All right, everyone. Take it easy. We'll have a quiz tomorrow. Don't know what it'll be about. Something or other.
Might be for the birds.
Yeah, for the birds. That's a nice one. All right, this is gonna not work properly, but there you go. We have, of course. It seems to have. Oh no, it did do full screen. That's nice. Let me try and get it the right size. Thank you. There you go. The quiz has finished. Massive news. Dunker's Rest up in arms. Ed Lewis loses to chat and cites technical issues and fewer correct answers as cause. I mean, that's a regular. But yeah, thank you very much for this ending soon screen. Very, very fun. And we will see you tomorrow at midday. Thanks, WNL.
You're very welcome. My pleasure.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye.
Bye.